Boy, are there some great clips of Bush talking about Alito today.
Yeah, they're classics.
Oh, these are just everybody buckle up for this. Trust me. Buckle up, 2 hands on the wheel. Here we go. Here's the president very eloquently talking about Judge Alito.
Who we had breakfast with this morning.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sam's got the intellect necessary to bring a lot of class to that court. He's got a judicial temperament necessary to make sure that...
Can we stop it first? I'm sorry.
We're already at 5.
But I mean, first of all, how would he know anybody who had intellect? Point one. Point two, he has the intellect necessary to, oh wait, this requires me to say something intellectual. So he has the intellect necessary to bring a lot of, class.
Class?
You don't need intellect to have
Nope.
class. They are two different things. I mean, they're not even, well, we know, everyone listening knows, they're not even remotely
I
related.
know a lot of classy sorority girls that are dumber than posts.
2 quick things to say here. One is, this is embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, man.
It's embarrassing.
I heard that, I wasn't even paying attention. I was oddly here this morning, and JR played that, and it just, I was like, what? It is. It catches you. You don't think anything's coming, and then it's just embarrassing. It's just...
Number 2, how dare he? I mean, how dare this guy try to talk about somebody else's intellect?
Yeah.
I mean, you're a judge of intellect? Start it from the top, Jay.
Yeah.
This guy's a judge of intellect. And he assures you he had a breakfast meeting with Sam this morning, and he's got the proper intellect to be classy. Go.
Sam's got the intellect necessary to bring a lot of class to that court. He's got a judicial temperament necessary to make sure that the court is a body that interprets the law and doesn't try to write the law.
Who voted?
Nobody's
for
going to
this
write the law but me.
Who voted for him? Who voted for him twice?
15, 10, maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 20 years from now. But you will not be able to find a single person who admits they voted for George W. Bush.
No.
Maybe it's 5 months from now. I don't know. But this guy's an embarrassment. All right, let's go to the second clip. But he rescues it here in the second clip. He gets really smart.
Maybe I didn't hear that one.
Right.
So here we go.
So I'm looking forward to your hearings. I know the American people will be impressed, just like I have been impressed, and a lot of other members of the Senate have been impressed.
Okay, stop for a second. Oh, he impressed you with his intellect.
Yeah.
That's a colossal task. I don't know how he pulled that one off.
Is he talking about Alito or Barney?
All right, now keep in mind here as you listen to the clip how many times Bush repeats the same thing because he doesn't have any idea what to say. Go ahead.
And my hope, of course, is that the American people will be impressed by the process.
It's for impressed.
It's very important that members of the Senate conduct a dignified hearing. The Supreme Court's a dignified body. Sam is a dignified person. And my hope, of course, is that the Senate bring dignity to the process and give this man a fair hearing and an up or down vote on the Senate floor.
I know we've joked before that Bush must have one of those little calendars that he rips off every day with a new word. Over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Impressed, dignified.
That's right. Those are the 3 words for the weekend. I love that, Jill. Is number 1. Impressed is number 2. Dignified is number 3. All right. Obviously, what they're trying to catapult the propaganda, as Bush has said in the past. The propaganda they're trying to catapult here is, hey, if you dare to question this guy a little aggressively, you're not being dignified.
Right, you're not being dignified.
The dignified thing to do would be to roll over, lift your ass up, and get ready for a pounding.
He's because you're not being dignified because he's intellectual and classy.
Yeah, he's classy.
You don't treat intellectuals with class in an undignified manner.
He will not be impressed.
Yeah.
If you do that.
Listen, the whole country's what they're trying to say to you in a very crude way, and obviously Bush can't pull it off, so he just goes out there and just repeats the word 4 times and hope it sticks. And most of the time it does stick. That's the sick part. He says, look, this guy's a very impressive guy, and if you try to challenge him on any of the actual judicial philosophy, you're being undignified, that's very naughty of you, because this isn't really a democracy. We're all supposed to be drinking tea and dipping our crumpets into it.
At least, I always say this, at least George Bush appears to have, when he got to Sunday and it was dignity, that he does know at least what it means. Because
Right.
George Bush does strike me as the kind of guy who would read the word dignity, then his teacher would say, Georgie, use the word dignity in a sentence. And George would go, the boy was asked to use the word dignity in a sentence.